We are here with our first game of the day, Nicov versus TaToh here on Baltic. And I'm going to be joined by Killer B for this one, and looking forward to a great day of Age of Empires out here.
Yeah, me as well. Thanks for having me on for game number one. We've got a Magyar's mirror here between TaToh and Nicov. And since this is game one, just let me say quickly, TaToh might be the best player for us to learn the meta of HD from, so it's going to be great to see him. And Nicov chooses some of the best battles, in my opinion, of any player in Age of Empires. So I think it's going to be a great matchup. Lots to learn for the viewers, and hopefully it will be a great show.
Yeah, I think Nicov, possibly on paper, is going to be the more technical kind of player. I guess he's going to be stronger in terms of micro, I would imagine, things in that kind of respect. TaToh, though, definitely more experienced with the expansions and definitely like a strategical mastermind, if you could put it that way. We really see, players like TaToh and the Viper trying to come up with new things with the expansions, and it's pretty cool to see how things develop and how these players try and sort of shape a meta game, I suppose, for these new civs. Pretty cool.
Also, the water here is shaped just like the state of New Hampshire. For those Americans out there, that's my home state. It's beautiful.
Oh, well, there you go. I had no idea.
Going into water, TaToh is going the long way around the map with his scout. He will find a few extra sheep in so doing. And that little bit of resource could actually be a really big difference. Nicov has decided to go toward TaToh's base with his scout, and he might be looking to lame a villager if he can. At this point in the game, no loom for the blue player TaToh, no loom for Nicov either.
Nicov right now is ahead by 4 population at this stage. He also does have a few fires out. We've got TaToh moving towards the fishing ships with 1 demolition raft. He's got another one to the sidelines. But once again, I mean, this is really reminiscent of the game versus Backed, where TaToh doesn't seem all that interested in actually winning the water. If you want to win the water, you add your third dock, and you don't make mass demos because they don't give you any, like I say, lasting presence. What we're actually seeing right now is TaToh kind of suiciding the demolition rafts, trying to kill the fishing ships, and then leaving it at that. Taking the precaution to wall it up. He's actually going to kill the scout from TaToh on his gold there as well. But taking the precaution to wall this up on the left side in case TaToh does come in with a landing, since it's pretty evident that TaToh isn't going to be contesting the water here, as TaToh now just clicks up to the castle age, and Nicov now going to be able to, I guess if he wants to, he can start making some more fish, but he's actually building a transport ship at the moment, so it looks like Nikov's going to get on the counter-offensive, as he needs to, I guess, strike quickly and hurt TaToh's economy quickly before he reaches the castle age, if he can. People in the chat asking about the value thing on the overlay. The value gives you the total value of the army in terms of resources. So if it, let's say a unit costs 10 wood and 10 gold, the value is 20, and the percentage is the percentage of that value which is gold in cost. So if it was 10 wood and 10 gold, the value would be 20 and the percentage would be 50, because 50% of the total is a gold value. And I think this is actually a really interesting statistic, because in the late game, if someone's got 100 skirmishers, the value is going to be pretty low compared to someone with 100 cavalier, let's say. And then you're going to be able to say, okay, well, they've both got 100 units, but the person with the cavalier clearly has a much more valuable army in terms of what they have.
But what's interesting here, is that TaToh is redocking the bottom corner of the map. He's got 2 docks coming up as we speak. Nicov hasn't scouted that yet. Nicov will come across with 5 archers for now and land his opponent and start to harass. TaToh, who we might have thought would drop 3 TCs and boom, might do that, but we have to keep an eye on that bottom corner of the map and see if he tries to reestablish himself.
Nikov's coming in with the archers. Perfect timing for Nicov. He doesn't have fletching, but he's going to be able to disrupt the construction of the second town center from TaToh here. And, he might kill a villager or 2. If he doesn't kill a villager, it's not too much of a big deal. He will find at least 1. But this TC is going to be delayed. He's going to be able to disrupt the wood line as well. And this is exactly what Nicov was looking for out here, getting into TaToh's economy, disrupting him. And TaToh doesn't have a barracks. He really has no way to deal with these archers right now, aside from putting up a tower perhaps. But he just spent Bear in mind, all of that stone on his TC. No tower can come up for TaToh here either. So he's completely defenseless. He will actually build a siege workshop, sorry. So he will be able to get a siege, or mangonel out, sorry.
But big moment on the water.
Oh, what's happening over there?
TaToh chasing the transport with his demo. Transport has a couple of vills in it from Nicov. Oh, he's not going to get the kill there. I thought we were going to see a ship full of villagers sink, but looks like they'll make it across, so Nicov will land his opponent.
Yeah, Nikov's about to hit the castle age in 25 seconds as well, so these villagers coming in. And you're right about that on the water. That could have been huge if he sunk this transport ship. He will at least see it coming, but Nicov already has the archers here, and now he's completed fletching as well, so he will be able to keep his villagers safe and get a stable up. We actually got Scorpion from TaToh here, which is going to be actually able to do the trick for the time being, I think.
Siege Workshop stable down for the green player Nicov, and he should be able to deal with Scorpions because he's starting to pump out Knights as you expected.
Yeah, absolutely. Nicov going to need to be quick with this though, because TaToh is starting to wall up here with these three villagers, and you know, these Knights, they might be very strong versus a couple of Scorpions, but they're not going to be battering down a wall anytime soon. It's going to take him a while to get through there. But, I mean, if he does build a Mangonel, which he is, he can at least pressure the TC from over the wall. We've got the typical kind of defensive monks from TaToh coming up here, but, you know, I'm looking at TaToh's wood line in the north, for example, and it just looks messy. He's got a lot of idle vills up this way. They're all bumping into each other. It's really inefficient. And for the time being, Nicov, you know, it looks like he's going to safely take down this TC, and it will get a monk as well. This is just so good for Nicov at the moment, and TaToh's really going to struggle holding against this when he's got his back against the wall. He's outnumbered 4-1 in terms of mangonels right now, and this outpost is so valuable to Nicov. It's just, I can't stress that enough. He's able to see exactly when the mangonel from TaToh's coming in, and he's able to out-micro it 9 times out of 10 if he's paying attention. So, you know, this is just a great play by Nicov as he pushes in. Although he did just kill his own mangonel with it. I mean, okay, not paying 100% attention, clearly. But right now, yeah, he's 12 villagers ahead. TaToh does have a second TC up in the back, and he is building another third TC behind this as well. But the pressure is on now as the hole in the wall is opened up.
And TaToh will give the GG here.
Yeah, and again, I mean, this is the thing that I was really questioning with TaToh only doing the 2 docks and really not putting so much emphasis on the water. He did this against Backed, and it worked because Backed didn't land him and didn't contest him on the land. This time around, Nicov, I think, really punishing TaToh for not investing heavily into the water here. It is currently 1-0 to Nicov after getting his win in the first game here in their 3-game series. We're here with the home map of TaToh now, which is going to be Team Islands, which, as we just said, is quite interesting due to the fact he lost on Baltic just a moment ago.
It is an Italian's mirror. We'll have cheaper age upgrades, cheaper dock techs, cheaper fishing ships, and cheaper gunpowder. Let's see if probably 3 out of the 4 of those things will come into play here in this game.
Obviously, the first game, it was Magyars, but it was random mirror civs. Second and third game in the series are hidden pick civs, so each player picks their civilization unbeknown to their opponent. TaToh here, I mean, my big question right now is, you know, is he going to be going for 2 docks and then this kind of fast castle strategy where he tries to get fires out and retake the water in the castle age? Or are we going to see him actually commit to the water fully in the feudal age and not take that risk? Interestingly, we already kind of have an answer to that, because down at the south of the map, TaToh building his dock on the back of his island, which is quite unorthodox for the Team Islands map. Normally you see players building it out on the front. You've got better fishing out here. You're going to be closer to your opponent if they also dock on the front, and that allows you to aggress those fishing ships very quickly if you have a faster feudal time. But TaToh deciding to dock on the back tells us quite a lot. It tells us that he's not really looking to win the water in the feudal age. And maybe this is kind of what he was hoping he could do in the last game, and still do that kind of semi-fast castle strat here.
Yeah, I think Nicov, before finding that dock, will realize that TaToh isn't up. He'll probably be scratching his head here like, well, you know, maybe TaToh had a slow feudal age. Well, maybe he went for 1 extra vill. Well, and then all of a sudden, I think in a few seconds, he's going to realize something's really wrong here. and he's going to probably try to go up. I think Nikov's going to be ready for this after the first few ships. I think he's going to stop queuing more galleys. Yeah, Nikov's immediately going to add in a barracks. I think once he identified something was wrong with TaToh's build, he's going to add in a barracks and probably an archery range again, and probably a transport ship again, because I think that's the smartest play from his point of view. You're powering villagers on wood and gold. Archers cost wood and gold, so just get them across the map and start harassing. He's not going to be able to reconfigure his eco fast enough to get to castle real quickly, but he can certainly reconfigure his military to attack TaToh on land. Yeah, it should be really interesting to see. Nikov's transport ship is 50% of the way built. Nicov has built a demo ship. Not sure what he's planning for, but TaToh's starting to dock on the front. The clock is ticking here. We've got a little suspense. We'll see who's faster and who's able to maybe catch a lucky break. If you get your archers across from Nicov, you might catch a lucky break here.
I think he realizes how quickly he's got to do this. He's sending them over now, and I think TaToh will just about... maybe not actually. I don't know if he's going to finish that dock in time. No, he won't. The archers are going to come in. So actually, this is good. The fact that he didn't wait any longer and he sent just 2 archers. Sure, he's not going to be able to do the most damage with that, but already he's denying this dock, and that's a big thing for him. At the moment, Nikov's doing fletching as well, and he'll go back for more archers now. So we're almost seeing like a repeat of the last game. What's TaToh doing differently? Well, he's up a lot faster, but he still isn't really prepared for this landing, and he's still going to end up having a lot of villagers and a lot of his economy harassed by these 2 archers alone here. Yeah, this time around, though, actually, TaToh's able to get a tower up on that gold, and he started to wall off the south side of his island as well, just as these archers are coming in. So I think TaToh should be able to deal with this. I mean, these 2 archers on the left, villagers on the left, or these 3 villagers on the left, could come under some fire. As the archers come forward, he can't close it in time. Oh, it was so close. Once again, so close. He's actually going to fight with the Vills. Not the best idea, because with a little bit of micro, those archers are going to come out on top, and that's TaToh once again throwing away some villagers right now.
So there are 4 archers in. Nicov sending in more. He may leave a couple archers to guard that opening, just to make sure that his opponent doesn't finish the walls. But 4 very low HP archers could actually swing the tide of this game.
Yeah, and once again, we've got the defensive Scorpion coming out for TaToh. And the big difference this time around, though, is that Nicov hasn't been able to land any villagers over. So this aggression, once it's gone, he's not got to worry about a follow-up. There's no Castle Age follow-up here in terms of a landing. Oh, I don't believe this. TaToh, please. The transport ship's going to come across again, and Nikov's actually going to land 3 more vills over. I can't believe he's let that happen, because TaToh was actually he's already damaged the transport ship. I'm pretty sure one of his fires was attacking the transport ship earlier for a brief second. TaToh here actually with the Scorpion coming in, and actually I didn't realize that he sent the Scorpion out, but that could actually save his skin a little bit out here.
Nicov built a monastery about halfway, and TaToh has found it. So TaToh, at this point, can expect that there are still a few villagers alive on his island.
If you can kill these 2 villagers on here, wherever they are, oh, there they are. If you can kill these 2, then he's not going to have to worry about more vills. He just has to deal with what's going to come out of this stable, which of course is going to be a knight. This villager, well, she's going to get taken down by a wolf, and if he can just finish off this vill, that's going to be great. But if this vill survives, then TaToh's going to have a little niggle in the back of his head, because you know, the potential for these villagers to cause havoc is a real problem, and Nicov does survive.
What a suspenseful game, that villager surviving by 1 Scorpion shot, while her best friend, maybe her twin sister, getting killed by a wolf on the other side of the map.
Well, all of this has relied on this 1 villager surviving, because if he didn't complete the siege workshop, and if he didn't keep this villager alive, then this kind of fast Imperial strategy might have ended up biting Nicov. Nicov here gonna find himself getting converted pretty quickly, losing 1 monk. The monk carrying the relic gets converted as well, and TaToh here coming out on top in this monk war by the looks of things for the time being.
Yeah, TaToh is out with a couple early conversions. Nikov's adding in scouts so that he can resist that conversion a bit longer. So Nikov's keeping himself alive and afloat. But TaToh's here seems to be starting to push his opponent off the island.
I think TaToh's done something really good here, actually, by destroying this siege workshop very quickly. He used this ram, he used the mangonel to take the siege workshop down. And so although Nicov now does have chemistry, he isn't doing anything with it because he doesn't have a building to actually make any units from. TaToh's going to see the siege workshop at the south coming up, and Nicov now finally going to be able to put that to use and start making the bombard cannon. If these bombard cannons go down quickly from Nicov, well, he's just throwing the resources in the bin at this point.
Yeah, TaToh with a couple knights, he's going to make a push against the landing of Nicov. Those first 3 knights come out. None of them converted just yet. They can run into the back and get some of Nikov's very expensive bombard cannons. But first, they're going to grab this villager. She may end up dying to the wolf instead of the knights.
Yeah.
Either way, it's fine for TaToh.
Absolutely. I don't know who she died to, but ultimately TaToh needs to kill the Vil, and he will do just that. He does still have good water control, so he knows that, okay, for now there's not going to be any more... not going to be any more transport ships coming out. And I don't know why TaToh's not sent the knights out already to go and destroy or kill these bombard cannons. But he will do that now with knights coming out on the left side. So I think TaToh's dealt with this very, very well, to be honest with you. And Nikov's now, you know, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, this landing is flunked. It's been a failure. And Nicov needs to go to plan B. And that is now to start retaking the water and make sure that TaToh can't land him back.
His forward is definitely dying. I don't think he can rescue it, but maybe he can. He's losing some really expensive units like bombard cannons and soon to be a couple of monks. So it's going really poorly for Nicov, but he's going to try to change the game back to a water match. TaToh is going to build a couple demo ships and a transport ship on that northern part of the map, so keep that in mind.
Okay, that's good. I mean, he's doing... fast fires now as well, so he's going to fight fire with fire. And that transport, this is exactly why Nikov's very quickly transitioning back into the water here. He doesn't want a counter landing coming through from TaToh.
That transport is going to sneak in, sort of. I think it is outside of the view of Nicov for now. So TaToh will get a landing in, and it may not be something that Nicov will be ready. He'll be expecting it, but he might not know exactly where it's coming from.
Yeah, the transport is going around the top as these guys are scuffling on the water at the moment, using that wide stance as well, just in case any demos are in the mix. And I think we're going to see from TaToh a barracks here. And I think we're going to see, you know, probably Condottiero coming up. Wait, have did I say that right? Is it Condottiero or Condottiero? I'll check when I see them being made, because I know that that's what TaToh's going to do, because this is like a mirror image of what we saw in the game versus Backed. And TaToh here as well, engaging on the water. This is a pretty cool fight, because we've got galleons in the back for Nicov, but he's simply outnumbered right now, as TaToh here is going to be able to push him back. And meanwhile, as he retreats, this is very good for TaToh, as not only is he winning the water, but this landing at the back doesn't seem like Nikov's prepared for this at all, and Nikov's calling GG right there. Wow, once again, TaToh with that landing with the condos. Condottiero. I can say it. I just always forget, because I've said it wrong for so long that it's kind of like legitimized the wrong pronunciation in my mind. I just want to say a quick thank you to the supporters of the channel. Those of you that have subscribed, much appreciated. We had some resubs earlier. We had Kanye T. West, who's one of the admins of the event, and the guy who's actually doing the updates to the overlay between games. Carlini, of course, for 5 months. Mangadide for 4 months. And I know there's been a couple of other subs. We really appreciate your support, guys. Obviously, a lot of effort, time goes into these events, and your support helps us to keep it going. If you want to subscribe to the channel and to support what we're doing, all of the revenue does go towards future events, and this event is sponsored for $3,000. That's $3,000 that's basically come from you guys over the last months of subscribers, of revenue on this stream, and we want to keep that going. And it would be really great if you guys want to support it, if you hit that sub button and spend that $5 a month to make Age of Empires great, or keep Age of Empires great, I should say.
Celts for TaToh, and we are going to see Indians from Nicov. Indians have been played to incredible effect, I would say. As of late in this tournament, they're not unbeaten, but they're doing very well. Very dynamic and pliable civ. Celts is not quite so dynamic of a civ, but we'll see if TaToh can be the one to teach us how to beat Indians on Arabia, if anybody's going to do it, it's going to be the OG HD Pro TaToh.
This is the big question right now. I mean, I expected to see the Indians here. I really did. Nicov chose to play the Indians twice in both of his round 1 games. We saw the Indians, I think, in every single round 1 set as well, at least one time. Obviously, players thinking that the Indians are a very strong civ right now. TaToh, however, I mean, choosing Celts is a really, like you said, a scratch your head kind of moment. Not really sure what the game plan is going into this. I'm really excited to see what TaToh's got up his sleeve. Of course, we know that potentially the best way to take down the Indians is to be hyper aggressive, attack them early, attack them fast, attack them, quick. Make sure that they can't get to that sort of late game powerhouse death ball. Make sure that they don't get to the point where every villager only costs 40 food instead of 50 when they reach the castle age. Shut them down early, and maybe that is what TaToh is going to be planning on doing here.
Yeah, TaToh with 4 vills on wood early may be indicative of a drush. It's not uncommon to drush with Celts, and like you said, it's possible for a Celts player to keep you on the defensive all game if they really push hard, especially up until the mid-castle age or so.
But we'll see if he's planning on getting that aggressive, because right now, I mean, I would have expected to see that barracks coming up, but we're already at 7 minutes, and the barracks still isn't being constructed just yet. I think he's going to build it about now, but this is definitely going to be, if anything, man-at-arms from TaToh here. Militia are coming forward, and the man-at-arms tech is done in 10 seconds. Nicov here straight into archers, though, off of 20 population.
I'm with you on this. I think aggression would be the way to go, but TaToh must have a trick up his sleeve here, because he's going to basically surrender map control to his opponent, Nicov. He's going to surrender these men-at-arms for really cheap. Nicov will give his scout away, which I don't think he needed to do, but in the end, those men-at-arms should go down without harassing the economy at all.
Oh, he's done nothing. He's done absolutely nothing to hit Nikov's eco. He's spending a lot of villager time, a lot of resources walling up back at home here, and yeah, I mean, he's going to be just building up now slowly but surely towards the castle age. Still, I mean, I question what TaToh will do when he hits castle then as well. Are you going to go toe-to-toe trying to outboom the Indians? Because, again, I don't think that's something that's really going to work out too well in your favor. But since he's not moved out anything towards stone, it doesn't look like we're going to see a castle coming up or anything like that. It's a little bit mysterious at the moment what the game plan really is for TaToh here.
TaToh may be one of the most interesting players in Age of Empires here. He's going to keep us guessing.
Stable on the right side coming up outside of the walls. He's trying to be sneaky. Nicov, of course, is on the way up to the castle age now as well. He's got a way to go yet, but he's going to be walling up on this right side, making sure his base is nice and secure, and for the time being, actually queuing up more archers as well, sending them out across the map, keeping the map control, and trying to see what's going on. But he's not going to see this, which is the 2 stables. It's just very strange. Very strange. I mean, I don't know what these few knights may do, but Nicov here has got quite a few archers inside of his walls, and if he keeps them there and upgrades them to crossbow, the non-bloodlined knights aren't going to be that effective, I feel. Nikov's got his army on the left side of his base, sending it out across the map, but I think he'll have to bring it back as soon as he realizes these knights are out here. TaToh right now coming in with 2 knights at a time, and, well, +1 defense is done, but as we say, no bloodlines here. So without any ranged units to back this up, he is actually adding a monastery, by the way, as well, but without any ranged units to back this up, Nicov can very easily re-wall and repair these walls comfortably. He's doing crossbowmen, bodkin arrows straight away, and this army, actually, he's not coming back at all. I mean, that's kind of confident play from Nicov there, confident that he can actually keep TaToh out, whilst he himself does a counter-attack, dropping a monastery and a siege workshop on the front here. I mean, the question is, who's going to buckle first? I mean, it's almost like, okay, well, TaToh sent everything forward. Well, not everything, but he is building forward. Nikov's building forward as well. Who's going to buckle and send their army back first? It looks like it's going to be Nicov, as he sends a lot of those crossbows back home to deal with these knights. And I think that's a good decision from him, as those knights will start to break down these palisades slowly but surely.
I feel like TaToh's in a pretty good position to suppress the Indian economy from growing too big.
Yeah, it's interesting, actually, because Nikov's walled himself into quite a small area, and as you said, I mean, he's got a very small slither of land. or sliver of land, and Nicov at the back has built a second TC, at the moment building that defensive siege workshop, so sticking with the mangonel and crossbow composition for the time being, and it seems to be working quite well as he does break down a house on the front and sends in 3 mangonels. TaToh's TC coming under fire already, and right now things are hotting up on both sides of the map.
By the mangonel from TaToh on the front. Oh my God, TaToh gets 2 for 1 mangoes. While I was looking away, he's actually going to get 3 for 1? No, 2 for 1. So really nice defense from TaToh with a single mangonel, able to really hold Nicov off a little bit longer.
On the other side of the map, you've got Nicov losing another mangonel at home as well to the mangonel of TaToh out here. Don't underestimate the strength of that Celt siege, firing faster, giving you the edge in those little micro battles. And now Nikov's kind of lost a bit of momentum on the front, and also losing quite a bit back at home as well. I think TaToh's got him in a good position, to be honest with you.
Yeah, TaToh here seems to be leading this particular dance, and he's doing really nicely with his mangonels. I'm still kind of
sorry.
Go ahead.
There was a huge mangonel shot over at this house, and I didn't even realize how big that was because the house is actually obscuring all the dead bodies. But I think TaToh killed about 10 crossbows out here or something like that. Micro battles, and now Nikov's kind of lost a bit of momentum on the front, and also losing quite a bit back at home as well. I think TaToh's got him in a good position, to be honest with you.
Yeah, TaToh here seems to be leading this particular dance.
Really nicely done.
It appears that he chose Celts for this particular reason. There's really nothing else that he's using that is Celt specific. He's using kind of very basic knights, using very basic monks that I don't think he's upgraded at all. And he's just roaming forward with mangonels, making it rain at the moment.
Oh, TaToh once again trading very nicely with the mangonels here. He's almost going to get 3 for 1, I feel. Oh no, he's going to lose it. So it's really not too bad at all for TaToh in terms of how the trades are going at the moment. I like the way that TaToh's using his knights as well to get in there and just snipe a couple more mangonels whenever he gets the opportunity. And this TC from Nicov is actually going down pretty quickly here as these 2 mangonels go ham on the damage. So yeah, right here, TaToh in a very powerful position, and wow, we're not even going to see the castle drop because it's already GG, as Nicov calls it right there. And I've got to say, that was a really good game from TaToh.
Celts versus Indians just seemed like a really tough matchup. It was hard for us to envision what the unit was that he was going to lean on. Well, the unit that he leaned on there was the mangonel. He really did micro very nicely, took advantage of the faster mangonel fire, won a lot of mangonel micro battles, and in the end, not only defended his larger eco, but was really pushing in on Nicov, about to take down Nikov's initial TC. So really nice, clean win there from TaToh.
We'll be back